Testing.
Ready?
I'm going a little crazy. Can't be going that crazy. Yeah.
Good evening. We're here for the Historic Preservation Review Commission meeting, which is a special call meeting. Today's date is Monday, August 17, 2026. It's being held at the Public Safety Building at 5 p.m. Meeting called to order. Roll call of members, please.
Okay. Tracy Evans,
Present.
Mike Jura,
Present.
Madeline Schultz,
Present.
Troy Snyder,
Present.
Jason Wright.
I'd like to ask for an excuse for Jason due to a medical emergency.
Okay. We are going to go ahead and, since we have a lot of people here today, we're just going to go and skip down to new business. We will come back to approval of minutes and election of officers once that's completed. New business, the first one on the agenda is HPRC 26-01. Evan Chapman is applying for a certificate of appropriateness for a new sign for their business, Loving, West Virginia, located at 219 Monroe Street. The property is zoned City Center and can be identified as District 3, Map 1, Parcel 233. Is anyone here from, is Evan Chapman here?
I don't believe nobody could attend to represent that case.
Okay.
If you would like me to, I can give an overview.
Please.
Okay. This is a simple request of a certificate of appropriateness to install a new projecting sign at Loving WV. They only currently do have window signage, and then they have their building name up on the top of the building. The pole to hang the projecting sign on already exists. This is just a new physical sign that they're going to put up. It is within the square footage that is permitted, and staff does not believe the addition of this projecting sign on the pre-existing hardware will have a negative impact on the historical significance of the site or building, and recommends granting a certificate of appropriateness.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions?
Move to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Roll call vote, please.
Tracy Evans,
I vote to approve.
Mike Jura,
Yes. Yes.
Madeline Schultz,
Yes.
Troy Snyder.
Yes.
Please note that the request for a certificate of appropriateness has been approved for 219 Monroe Street, Loving, West Virginia. You want me to sign it now or afterwards? Okay. Okay, we will proceed to the next one. HPRC 26-02, Elizabeth Opioke is applying for a certificate of appropriateness for new signage at her business, Lisa Bettis. It is, okay. Vintage Mercantile located at 228 Adams Street. The property is zoned City Center and can be identified as District 3, Map 1, Parcel 174. Please come forward.
Would you like me to give an overview prior to public comment, or?
That's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So just one moment.
This is a simple request for a certificate of appropriateness for a new wall sign. The space is available above the storefront. It's within the square footage, and staff does not believe that a hand-painted sign will detract from any historical significance of the building. And actually, we think the proposed hand-painted lettering fits well in the space and adds to the nature and details of the site.
Okay. Thank you for that overview. Please come forward. Go ahead.
So what I have planned is to have an artist use the space above the windows that are there. It is approximately 53 square feet to use an antique black to hand letter Elizabeth's vintage mercantile with the words, antiques, heirloom dishes, provisions, and bespoke gifts. The top letters will be 15 inches, vintage mercantile will be 5 inches, and then the antiques, heirloom dishes, provisions, bespoke gifts will be 2.5 inches in height. This will include a thin double line maroon border, black border and small symmetrical classical ornamental flourishes.
Does anyone have any questions?
Nope.
Move to accept.
Second?
Okay, can I have a roll call vote, please?
Yes. Evans,
Approve?
Yes.
Madeline Schultz,
Yes.
Troy Snyder.
Yes.
Okay, please note that your certificate of appropriateness has been approved at Elizabeth's Vintage Mercantile located at 228 Adams Street. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, let's go down to the next one is HPRC 26-03. Jeffrey Kimball, on behalf of Lamar Advertising of Bridgeport, is applying for a certificate of appropriateness for a proposed dynamic sign billboard at the corner of Cleveland and Locust Avenues. The property is zoned city center and can be identified as District 3, map 27, parcel 15. Can you give us an overview, please?
Yes. This is a request for a certificate of appropriateness to replace an existing billboard structure that's located on the corner of Cleveland and Locust Avenues. The currently existing billboard structure includes 2 static panel faces stacked vertically, and the structure stands approximately 25 feet in height. The new billboard structure is proposed to be a pole sign, 31 total feet in height, set back 20 feet further from the roadway, with a static billboard facing Locust Avenue and a digital face on the side facing Cleveland Avenue towards downtown. The neighboring property is a historically contributing structure identified as building number 91 on the Fairmont Downtown Historic District map. It's also known as Trinity Church at 407 Cleveland Avenue. Can be identified by Tax District 3, map 27, parcel 13. Both of these properties are zoned city center, as is the entirety of the rest of the historic district. This is located on the edge of the historic district, and staff wanted to note that many of the design standards don't apply in this circumstance, as most of it is specific for individual elements of a historic building or structure. The standards for the district as a whole, however, seek compatibility between historically contributing structures and sites, and any changes or updates to those contributing structures or sites, and anything new being constructed within the district. The standards ask, in the case of additions or new construction, that the context and compatibility in terms of height, form, size, scale, etc., should be taken into account between the subject property or site and its surroundings. In this case, the current billboard structure does not contain historically significant aspects nor does it effectively contribute to the historic nature of the district as a whole. The proposed new billboard structure will not add to the historic nature of the district, and it could be argued that the type and size of signage requested will detract from the historic nature of the district by introducing a modern digital billboard structure into the district located right beside a historically contributing church that has an active congregation and weekly church service. And then I just want to make a couple notes about the standards set forth in the historic preservation design standards. States that the style, material, size, and location of outdoor advertising signs is something that HPRC reviews in the historic district. And within the historic design standards, section 1.4 does state that if replacement of a deteriorated detail or element is necessary, should be replaced. The deteriorated part should be replaced and match the original in design, dimension, detail, etc. If replacement of an entire site feature is necessary, replace it in kind, matching the original in design, dimension, detail, etc. And then within section 2.6 in the historic design standards, it does say that historically, signs in downtown Fairmont have taken two forms: projecting signs like the one at Loving WV we just reviewed, and wall signs. There is not a whole lot of mention of things like billboards, but it does, the standards for signage within the historic district go on to say that all new signage must comply with the City of Fairmont sign ordinance. And it should be noted that the City of Fairmont zoning code and the sign ordinance within the zoning code prohibits billboards as off-premise advertising signs in general, and it does restrict billboards within the historic district. In this case, the new billboard structure at this location is also subsequently seeking a number of variances from the Board of Zoning Appeals. As the codes were written at the time of the application, the proposed new billboard structure itself is a type of signage that is not permitted. The dynamic or digital display is not permitted as a pole sign or within the city center zoning district. The lighting of the sign has restricted hours, and the square footage exceeds the regulations for a dynamic sign. Those are all things that are seeking variances. We have adopted a new sign code as of last week, and the codes are slightly different, but the intent and general standards that apply are still very similar. The new sign code still restricts off-premise signs such as this to highway commercial zoning, and then conditionally permits them in industrial zoning. The new sign code still restricts the square footage of dynamic or electronic message center, EMC signs, to 50% of the total sign area allowed. Still prohibits digital or electronic sign types from the city center zoning district, and still restricts off-premise signs from being digital or EMC in general. Do you have any questions?
Regardless of decision this evening, this still has to go to the BZA.
This does still go to the BZA in September.
And that's for the variances that they're seeking. That's for the variances that they're seeking.
I have some questions for the company. Yeah,
Come forward.
please.
I would first like to give you guys these folders. It's got some updated information in them. One of the things that we took into account was that it was next to a historic church. So we put brick cladding on it to match the church. The images are in there. And the other thing that wasn't mentioned in the outlay of this is part of a bigger plan. You know, this is part of, if this goes through, 10 billboard faces in that Locust Avenue area will be removed. All right, in exchange for us being allowed to convert 3 billboards throughout the city. One will be over by Palatine Park. We're removing 2 over there. So there will be a total of 14 billboards removed. And the other is the existing billboard that's at by Jack and Jill's. The 2 stop faces will go off of that, and it'll be digital on one side and static on the other. You know, I realize that this is, you know, a historic district, but there's so many benefits to these signs for your citizens, you know, and your businesses, you know. So, you know, there's a lot of local businesses in Fairmont, and I put some notes in there from these local businesses that use our digitals down by Muriel's, and they have good success with them, you know. And the thing about advertising is when local businesses or small businesses are looking to come into a community, one of the things they look at is what kind of advertising is available, you know. And the other great thing about these billboards is they allow you to get on the Amber Alert system, and also they have weather alerts, and all that information is in that packet I gave you. And then on that cladding, on where we matched it to the church, there's going to be a plaque on there that says, "Welcome to downtown Fairmont's historic district." Mr. Snyder, you said you had some questions.
Is there a picture of that?
Yes.
I haven't gotten far enough down the pile yet. I think I'm there now. Nope.
It's actually right here. Or no, that's,
No, this is the,
yeah, this is,
I didn't get to the,
I think you passed it up here.
did I? It's a lot of paperwork.
Here, I'll get you one.
Oh, good, I'm not crazy.
This is the side.
Okay.
Towards Locust and then the other.
All right, I see. Yeah, my first question, the drawing that, either this one I just got or the one with the, that's in the packet, is that to scale?
It is. I actually put a schematic in there that actually gives you the exact dimensions of,
Is that on the
it's,
map?
you know, it's a mechanical drawing. It should be in there. It wouldn't be in that packet. It'd be
Maybe in the new one?
Yeah. Here.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Now, the other great thing about these digitals is when we have unsold space, we give it, you know, local. We donate a lot. And that's some of the letters that are in there are from nonprofits that we've donated digital space to throughout our market.
church?
No, we, the landowner, that owns that property, we've talked to them. I have not talked to anybody at the church. But the thing is, it will be going out, that there won't be no ambient light going towards them at all.
I guess the question that I'm asking about scale is, as I remember, sitting at that intersection, looking at those billboards, the ones that are there now seem bigger than the drawing that's here.
They're roughly the same size, sir.
Okay.
The only difference is it's going to go from stack and on beams to a pole and back to back. It'll be a much cleaner looking, and then it'll have the brick cladding around the bottom of it, so it fits in, more appropriately with the church.
Okay. All right. Next. If this particular sign is not approved, are the old signs going to be taken out
No.
regardless? Or will they be updated? Will they be repaired, painted?
The new ordinance does not allow us to repair the billboards. So if this is not, approved, we'll be left with no option but to seek remedy to allow us to repair the billboard.
Okay, okay. And then, let's see what else I had. It says somewhere in the proposal that new billboards should be oriented to highways. What's the definition of a highway?
That's not,
I guess that's a question for Carly.
The intention of that phrasing saying that should be oriented to highways, it is talking about the zoning district that type of signage is permitted in, which is highway commercial zoning. We have some around the interstate, up on top of the connector. And then we have some industrial zoning over off of like Speedway.
Yeah.
And those are the only two districts where that type of signage is permitted.
So,
In a sense, even if we did approve this, it still would be permitted.
unless they get,
Unless a variance.
Yeah, until it goes through, unless it goes through BZA.
it still has to.
Yes, this still has to go to the BZA.
Yeah.
Right.
and I might add that the city manager is in favor of this. He is actually the one that approached us with this, because I had met with him and Shea Strait a couple of years ago, and then he and the city attorney contacted me about doing this very thing because they want to get Locust Avenue cleaned up. They want some of those billboards down, so this was a way of letting that happen.
yeah, I understand that. I just don't think that the same situation applies on Locust Avenue as applies to this this location.
I want to make a point of correction as well, because without the new signage language in front of us, the former signage language says any replacement of necessary due to deterioration is replace the deteriorated portion, and I can't imagine that was taken out of the new signage language.
There is no percentage of combination in the new regulations.
I don't have the full sign code with me right now. I did note that the intent of the sign code and the general standards that apply are very similar between the sign code that existed when the application was made and the sign code that has since taken effect. And there is a section in there that is for non-conforming signs, and when a non-conforming sign is replaced, and I think the percentage is 30%, it's more than 30% of the sign needs to be repaired or replaced, then the rules say that the new structure has to meet all standards. And that wording did exist in the old sign code as well.
It doesn't in the new sign. It was removed from the new sign.
Like I said, I don't have that with me. I can get it if you want me to.
Or we can table it.
And additionally, we had applied to repair those boards on Locust using the same method that we had repaired additional boards in that area, and we were denied.
So the digital side of the sign would be facing Ken's Chinese and
Yeah,
how
that's
much
it,
of the
Ken's.
lighting on that side would be facing those apartment buildings?
As I mentioned before, we have, our manufacturer makes these boards called Light Direct, and it just projects the light directly out in front of it. Off to the sides, you have no visible sight of it. So basically,
You need to see the code.
I don't have one of these, but if you see that typical digitals without the light direct, they go all out. This digital, once you get beyond 30 degrees of it, you won't even be able to see it. We have one like it in Shinston, you know, they were concerned, it's right next to their city park, and they were concerned about it messing with their stage there. And you can go out there and you, literally, it's right next to a house, and you walk, 10 feet to the right of it, you can't see it. It's blocked out.
The structure that's to be added under the sign, is that to be built around the sign?
The cladding,
Yes. Okay.
that's good, they go around the pole, to kind of help it fit in.
And do you have the dimensions of that?
Well, it'll be the same dimensions as the pole itself, but it'll be larger because it has to wrap around.
Right.
I would estimate probably, the total thing will probably be like 5 feet, in circumference.
So the drawing that you gave me shows that the sign sits almost 20 feet off the ground.
Correct.
So that structure will be 20 feet tall?
It will cover the pole itself as it goes up. So,
it'll be 20 feet tall?
yes.
That's what this says. So roughly 10 feet for the first level of it, 10 more feet.
Up.
What prevents someone from climbing that structure where a pole is fairly difficult to climb?
Well, the current structure, it would be easier to climb than a pole.
Okay, but we're not talking about the current structure, so,
Well, I'm not sure I understand your question. Are you talking about with the brick cladding on it?
yes.
I don't have an answer to that. I mean, it's, I mean, if they wanted to go out here and climb on a building, they could go out here and climb on a building. I mean, if somebody's, got the will, I mean,
All my questions answered.
Are there any more questions?
This may not be an appropriate question. Who owns the property the sign sits on now?
do not have that.
It's privately owned?
Yes.
Ultimate.
And they get income from the signs being there? And what does the city get out of that? We get anything?
I don't think so.
Well, you get B&O taxes from the advertisers.
Okay.
It's ultimate rental.
Any like leasing would be the property owner.
Okay.
But
there's
the
not-
city will
there's-
get money for the Palatine Park location.
Is there, is there a permitting fee, mechanism for signs or?
Like a sign permitting?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a sign permit. You've got a copy of the sign permit application that was submitted for this.
Oh, that's the wrong.
And there are fees associated with a sign permit.
Over.
Okay, there we go. I think I would just like some clarification about the discrepancies between the new sign code and the old sign code. And
Clarification.
it
Wanna table this?
it doesn't sit right that if we don't approve this, that the other sign, which is an eyesore also, sits there
My attorney.
in its condition. Well, I mean, I think,
That section should be in there.
Did they give you an explanation you were denied the 2 times you said you tried to, wanted to repair it? Or?
Yeah, it basically, Mr. Straight said that it had to be engineering stamped and all this stuff, but they had approved it twice before, actually 4 times before, on other billboards we repaired in that area using the same method. And our subcontractor uses this same method all across West Virginia, every city in West Virginia, Ohio, and Kentucky. But
You could have repaired it, you just had to get additional documents?
well, no, because he said that it would be a alteration to the structure. So, he just pretty much said, no, you can't do it.
You're altering it or just trying to repair it?
Yeah,
We're
what were
just
you?
trying to plate it, plate the good metal with the good metal and, break the concrete up, put new concrete in. Same thing we've done like I said, with multiple billboards in that
So
area.
it didn't have anything to do with needing engineered documents then?
No, because we hadn't had to provide them before for the same method that we were using.
No, I'm stating that your denial was based off of it being considered an alteration, not the fact that you needed engineering
Correct. It was an
documents.
alteration.
And that's why it didn't get approved.
No, but the thing is we, like I said, we, repaired other units in the same area, the same method. But, Mr. Straight said in the meeting when we met about the cabin replaced with he, Travis, and the city attorney, that was a gentleman's agreement and, that was no longer acceptable.
When were the previous repairs done? To the,
I'd have to look back. I mean, it's been within the last 4 or 5 years.
Did he give you written documentation you're denied, like email, anything?
Yeah, he emailed
Nice
us.
that we could see that.
Do you have that with you?
We table this till that final tonight, or what's going on?
I just think we need more information.
Okay.
What is this? Is this the new sign code? And what is highlighted? What's highlighted here?
That's my working copy.
Okay,
It's only
okay.
highlighted because I highlighted it at some point in the past.
Okay.
When I was reading it.
And honestly, nothing against you guys, but I'd like to get that from them rather than just the,
For clarification as well.
so we're all on the same page.
Sure.
Any motions?
I'd like to move to table this.
Second.
I would like to request that we come up with a list of items that we're looking for from them before we vote.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we would want. We're interested in a copy of the new approved sign code to review. We're looking for the previous repairs to signage in sort of the downtown historic district and any denials of repairs.
And when they occurred.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we could find where Shay had denied them. See the reasoning.
Is there anything else that?
Maybe some more information about the structure to be built around the base of the sign, how that's to be constructed.
The materials as well.
Dimensions.
What are the dimensions of the signs that are there now, of each individual sign?
They're roughly 12 by 24 feet.
So they're roughly the same size as the
Well, actually, these are about a foot smaller.
yeah. but-
Okay.
Is there anything else we'd like to request? Okay.
That's it.
Good now?
Yeah.
Good. Anything else, Troy?
Roll call vote. Proper.
No.
We have to roll call.
Or
Roll.
we just,
To-
Just to recap, so the motion is to table this agenda item. When it is brought, do you want to set a time that it should be brought back?
We're supposed to meet again in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
roughly.
Yes, because this is special.
Is that enough time?
For
I
that,
don't know if you have to post anything legally or anything, or if 2 weeks
Me.
is enough.
We can try our
It's
next.
different. If you set the time in this meeting, then
Okay.
it doesn't have to be, it doesn't go up on the same, like, legal requirements for notice.
we would be
Okay.
looking at September 7th,
which is Labor Day,
so that's a holiday,
Okay.
so 14.
which
Okay.
would be a special call, or would it be? Yeah.
Okay.
There was.
Yeah.
Mike seconded it. Troy made the motion, Mike seconded it. I asked for the list.
Roll call vote, please.
Okay, so the motion is to table to a special call meeting on September 14th. With a request for information about the new sign code. Previous approved and denied requests for
Repair on.
repair,
In the downtown historic district specifically.
and then more info about the proposed
Base structure.
base structure.
Mhm.
Okay. The motion was made by Troy and seconded by Mike.
Yep.
Okay, Tracy Evans,
Yes.
Mike Jura,
Yes.
Madeline Schultz,
Yes.
Troy Snyder.
Yes on the motion to table.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, we will proceed to the next one. HPRC 26-04, Mike DeVault, on behalf of City on a Hill Christian Academy, is applying for a certificate of appropriateness for a fence at 200 Fairmont Avenue. The property is zoned City Center and can be identified as District 3, Map 2, Parcel 146. And can you give us a summary, please? Just 1 second, Mike.
This, like Tracy said, this is a request for a certificate of appropriateness for fencing at 200 Fairmont Avenue. This building is a contributing historic structure, colloquially called the City Center Building. It can be identified as Tax District 3, Map 2, Parcel 146, and it is Zone City Center. This board has reviewed a number of projects for this property over the last couple years. There is a submitted site plan that can be found as an attachment. The request is to install black chain link fencing 6 feet in height at an area approximately 93 feet by 27 feet with plastic slats in either beige or redwood color. There's a few notes about the design standards for the historic district. And there are some points about fences and walls. Some of it is only applies to, like brick block walls. But something that was relevant is that it does say the use of vinyl, chain link, and imitation stone is not appropriate for the historic district and shall be permitted only when there is no other feasible alternative. And the design objectives in the historic standards do request that if new fences should be introduced, they should be compatible with characteristics of the historic district. There's not a whole lot of other fencing in that area. There's not a whole lot of, if there's any other chain link fencing in the historic district, it's typically just enclosing like a parking area or something like that. There are some zoning code standards that apply to this. The proposed type of fencing is to have plastic slats to serve as privacy fencing. The City of Fairmont's zoning code does not consider a chain link fence with plastic slats as a privacy fence. It is the understanding of staff reading the zoning code and the historic design standards that chain link fencing shouldn't be approved within the downtown historic district. And the request for privacy fencing could be considered reasonable and appropriate in this circumstance when it comes to the safety of children at the school. Should the commission choose to approve a fence in this area, staff would recommend approval with added conditions about the type and height of fencing, taking into account the standards set forth by the design review guidelines and the zoning code.
Okay.
Do you know what those standards are? Do you know what the standards are that?
It's right there in the.
Okay.
I believe you have the, under design standards in the staff report, that Article 2.2 fences and walls, and then Section A standards gives you all of what is in the design review guidelines.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I was mostly looking for a height of the fence. I think 6 feet is what has been requested. That's within the standards?
Not greater than 6.
As far as height of fencing that's permitted in the zoning district and the lot, 6 is okay, yes.
All right.
Yes. Is anyone here to speak on their behalf?
Yes, I am.
Come forward, please.
Could you sign in on that sign-in sheet? Thank you.
You need to sign?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mike Duvall, and I own American Fence Company here in Fairmont. I've been in Fairmont now for 25 years. And when City on the Hill started, I talked to them about a playground, someplace to put the kids. And when they first started, we were really working with the owner of the building. They were playing out front, if you remember driving by. Not a very good playground, hard to keep kids back. So they've gotten the owner of the building to agree to give them the 27 feet by roughly 95 feet in the back in the parking lot. The side to the south borders First Exchange property, and there's about a 3-foot retaining wall all around 2 sides. That would be Gaston Avenue in the back, and then the bank property on the right. So what I proposed to them, back up just a second, what they're wanting the fence for is a twofold item. One, to keep the kids from getting out for safety. And second, in today's world, I hate to say it, but to keep people from looking in. Now, what we've kind of proposed to them is dollars and cents taken into consideration is a chain link fence with what's called privacy slats. They're plastic, if you will, but they slide down in the fence. If they're hit with a ball or hit with something like that, they're pretty durable. So the whole idea is to give them security of the kids getting out, people looking, or even coming to pick up a kid from outside in. I'm sure you all are aware that kids outside in the playground, you have estranged parents, grandparents, grab a kid, you know, and the school's pretty live. So I propose the black chain link with the slats because it looks good. Side next to First Exchange up on the wall and back at Gaston Avenue, we mount the post on the wall with we drill holes. Use what's called Hilti bolts. Drive into concrete, tighten them up, and they're rigid. We put a plate on the bottom of the post.
On top of the wall?
On top of the wall,
Okay.
on 2 sides. Then it comes down to the building on the Fairmont Avenue, which would be the west side. And then it goes out 23 or 7 feet, goes across their parking lot with one gate in the middle. That way one person can kind of keep an eye on the kids at a time. On the wall, if needed, if there's a height restriction, that could be cut down to 4 foot. So it doesn't look quite as imposing from the outside looking in. Because if you look at the height of this countertop, 4 foot, you're up 6 feet from the playground. So that stops people from looking in and for the kids to get out. So if in the event they would leave, this can all be removed like it was never there. And that's one of the things that they were concerned about. Now, we've used the term privacy fence. slats are about a 77% privacy block. It's more of a vision block than a privacy slat. If you've seen the white vinyl fence, I think we mentioned in your discussion, that is a solid privacy fence. Not, in my opinion, my experience, it's not a good fence for playground. It's plastic. You can walk up, give it a kick, and it blows apart. That's simple. So, not durable for playgrounds. Now, privacy fence, the only other option would be wood. I don't like wood. Wood has splinters, wood rots. The wood that we use, everybody else is using, in the last 6-8 years, they've changed to treated wood. Treated wood used to be treated with a chemical they abbreviated CCA, stood for copper chromated arsenic. Well, I don't really want that around the playground. The new treating does not hold up well to the elements like the old did. So, really in the industry, there's not much else out there to be a vision block to protect these kids. So, I understand the historical district, but I also understand we've got a school there that I think this fall's gonna have 160-some kids. So they're growing. They realize they need to get them outside. I always said, blow the stink off my boys. It's more wear them out a little bit. So, I ask for your consideration in that to approve this. Can be removed. That was one thing with the owner of the building, Mr. Rahali. He said, can this be taken down? I said, yeah. We can take this down in a day. You'll never know it was there. So, I've noticed out in the front they've had trouble with their, I'm not sure what kind of stone it is. It's a white stone wall in the front. It was falling, so they've removed it. And they've sloped the earth up to the front, which makes it even less for the kids, because if they have a ball out there and out of them, it's got a downhill roll. So, I just feel it's important. Appreciate your consideration. Whenever I applied for the bid in the city, they said, what's the cost? And I said, well, I've told them I'd donate the fence to them way back, before Mr. Rahali told them where they could put a fence. So, any questions on installation, construction type? I'm trying to make it look as nice as possible. Black framework, which means black post, black top rail, black chain link fence fabric. And then we slide the slats down in it. We usually try to have a variation of color to give it a little detail. We put black with redwood, and it looks very classy for chain link. The school has said they may want to look at a beige, just trying to calm it down. But any questions or anything I can answer for you all? I apologize for how I'm dressed. I jumped out of the shower. I didn't throw in hearing aids, didn't bring my phone, didn't bring my belt. I hope I don't hiccup here. Anything you have for a question, I'd be glad to try to answer for you.
Okay, does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, it's, I think I can see on the drawing, the fence doesn't go completely up to the building. Is that correct?
Do you have a picture I can look at?
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like,
Yes, no, it will go to the building here
okay,
and then take off.
but not to here. Okay, I
No,
see.
no, it's gonna
Okay.
hit the back corner of the building. This faces the west.
This is a better, I think.
That is,
Let's exchange order.
It's going to go in right here, right?
yeah, this is a wall from this point to here, and then this wall runs all the way out through here.
Okay.
This is a sloped wall to the building. So we're gonna come down that wall and terminate at the, that'd be the, southeast corner of the building.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go 23 feet, I believe, and then across the parking lot, we're gonna pneumatically drive the post in the ground. So we don't really damage the parking lot.
So then
If we would leave, they could be cut off flush, capped, and done.
So there's a gate or something?
There'll be a gate right here.
Okay.
They enter and exit the building on what was, when that was the post office.
Yeah.
It was their loading dock, which faces east.
Okay.
That's where they bring the kids in and out. So, yeah, it's not real big. Now, what they planned on doing was, they're buying the playground mats, it's not turf-like. The pad that you normally stand on is about an inch and a half thick, I believe. It's cushiony and it serves as fall zone. Being a playground, they have to deal with, fall zone issues.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any further questions?
I'll move to accept.
If there's nothing else, thank you all very much for consideration.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Second? Yes,
I'm good. Go ahead and roll call vote, please.
Okay, the motion is to approve as submitted. Tracy Evans,
Yes.
Mike Jura,
Yes.
Madeline Schultz,
No.
Troy Snyder.
Yes.
Please note, we've had 3 yeses and 1 no, and we do have a quorum for that. In this case, the certificate of appropriateness for the City on the Hill Christian Academy has been approved. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and proceed back to the approval of minutes. November 3rd, 2025, please review those.
Can we pause for just a couple minutes?
Okay. Make a motion, we're going to pause for a moment. When closed session or?
Oh, I don't, however we do it, I just like to run the bathroom.
Okay.
We can do that. Could you just mute the mics?
Okay, thank you. We are going to have an approval of our minutes for November 3rd, 2025. Can everyone please review those?
Move to accept.
Second?
Let's just go ahead.
One
and do
or both sets.
Let's just go ahead and do both. November 3rd, 2025 and December 1st, 2025.
Okay, and then who had made the motion? Madeline. And it was seconded by you?
Okay. Please note that the approval of minutes
We do like just a,
Roll call vote, okay.
yeah.
All in favor?
Yes.
Okay. For the approval of minutes, November 3rd, 2025, December 1st, 2025, those minutes have been approved. And regarding the election of 2026 officers, it's already done. We did that earlier. We're striking that. Okay. Any old business? It's none. Can I have a motion for adjournment?
Yes.
Second.
Okay, all in favor or a roll call vote to adjourn the meeting? All in favor?
I am in
Aye.
favor.